Welcome, lovely souls, to your pick a card reading. And the theme today, as you saw, is what do you need to let go of? And I just have to say, I'm so excited you're here and connecting, and we're going to be bringing through some messages from Spirit for you. My name is Carey. I am a channel and a medium, and I'm really excited to get into your reading today. And if you enjoy it, please come back and see me, like, and subscribe. So, I have to say, yesterday I filmed this entire reading and I went to upload it and I realized there was something off with my settings. So I said to Spirit, okay, are we delivering this? Spirit said yes. And that's part of it. Letting go of whatever it is that each of you need to let go of. So take this into your heart. And I always look at channeled messages as poetry or messages from Spirit, and they can come in at any time. It doesn't matter when they arrive. So that's why they're timeless. So let's get started. Just to review everything, we have three of these cards. We have the Mother card, we have the Mystic, and we have the King. And already I'm zinging. I can feel Spirit coming in close. So pick the card you would feel the most drawn to, that pulls you in and just gives you that sense of this is it. This is the one. All of the readings will be time stamped below. And let's begin. All right, group one, you chose the Mother card. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be opening up my field to Spirit and bringing forth whatever messages, information, and guidance you need for your highest good right now as it relates to this topic, which is what do you need to let go of? So I'm just going to take a moment. I'm actually hearing something about the astral plane. And for some of you, that may be a familiar idea, but for others, it may be something that you're very familiar with. And it feels to me like you're doing a lot of work clearing out old soul patterns and soul patterns that are related to what the term of mother is to you. The term of mother to you feels like it could be how you relate to the world, how you give back to others, and how you connect your energy. But also, there is really how are we mothering ourselves? How are we caring for ourselves? How are we nurturing self? And what are we putting forth to the world? So, this whole concept of divine mother is coming in. And I really get a sense for many of you that there's a healing going on, especially if you are aware of your lower chakras, a lot in the first and second chakra, which is very much this connection to being grounded and then being in your physical body. This also feels a lot to me for many of you that it's connected to clearing out relationship patterns and relationship patterns where you leaked your emotional energy, where you leaked your sensual energy, and where you were giving in a lot of cases in these relationships, but being drained and not getting enough energy back in return. It feels like this is just a very large undertaking that you're going through. And sometimes I'm hearing that you don't feel like you're going to achieve the results you want. You don't feel like you're going to be able to take your power back. And Spirit is here to tell you that you're absolutely in alignment with moving into this place where you want to be. And it feels like being connected to your higher self, which is really your intuition and your inner guidance system. It's when we're disconnected from that part of ourselves that we in turn do things that are not in our best interest, in which case it feels to me like it could be draining your energy to give to others. I'm being drawn by Spirit to some of these oracle cards up here, which are really focusing a lot on healing, and especially this deck in particular, the Healing Waters deck by Rebecca Campbell. So I'm going to just draw forth. When I'm working with Spirit, I'm just being drawn to where they're leading me for you during this reading. So let's just see what comes forth. Let's just take a breath together. Okay, that's coming out. And this is two. All right. See, this is exactly what I was visualizing is This says the sacred well, which in turn says replenishment, self care, giving from a place of plenty. So this is completely in alignment with self wellness, self care. And then I can also just see there's a lot of beautiful spiritual visualization messages coming through. Remember, we talked about the astral plane and doing work on a soul level. Well, that's exactly what I see happening in this image, which is this is where I'm imagining higher self is. And higher self is leading you to self care. And what I like to say on a deeper level is womb care. Womb care, especially if you're a divine feminine, but even if you're a masculine, we all have an inner feminine, which means that we have a way that we feel and we receive and we create from a space. And if this is not in alignment, that sacredness is it can easily go off balance. So you'll just notice the imagery coming through here. We have, which looks to be like a gem or crystal, and then we have a pearl here. So this is, again, I can just feel this in my energy. I want to let you know that on the astrals, it feels like there's healing work being done on you. And this probably is happening during your dream state, or if you're meditating, or when you're outside, even doing like spending time connecting with nature or walking or movement. That's really what I'm noticing. Next, we have Silky. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Come out of hiding, embrace who you really are. When we have this sense of deep self-acceptance, we are in alignment with accepting ourselves as we are and the way we do things. We're not trying to change ourselves for others. And when you're in that sense of clarity, you are in alignment and you're not going to do things that are going to sabotage your well-being. And there's going to be a deeper sense of mothering yourself is what I'm hearing. And there's also a lot of insight I feel that's coming in for you right now, which they're having me pull now from tarots. Got. Okay. More insight coming through, please, for group 1. What do they need to let go of? So we're getting the Knight of Pentacles. For me, this energy feels stuck. It feels as though it's dense. It's what's been weighing you down. And what the difficult part for many of you has been is that you don't quite know how to let go. And it feels like you're looking for insight, which is one of the reasons why you come and connect with doing pick a card readings, which is actually really great because that's a simple way that spirit can speak to you through an oracle and getting a channeled message. And one thing they're telling me is when you go to get these messages here, whether it be here or anywhere else, ask your guides for the most clarity, truth, and healing. That's what I'm hearing. That's a way you can move forward on your path so that you end up really receiving the messages that are in resonance with you at the time that you need. So it's a great, great tool. We're also getting 10 of Wands. So there's this burden that you've been carrying. This goes along with not knowing how to feel unstuck, not knowing how to let go, and not quite knowing how to turn that corner. And that's, again, this is all going back to why there's so much work on the astrals. And that means essentially dream state or when you're meditating on a spiritual level, and why, because they understand possibly with the level of information of what you have right now, you're not quite getting that download of how do I get unstuck. So what's happening is it's happening in your subconscious as well as in your, I'm hearing the superconscious. So it is happening in the collective and you're absorbing it and downloading it. So you don't have to know it intellectually, okay? Because it is, again, coming from higher self and from the collective. And it will happen over time. I'm hearing osmosis. So it's not something that you have to pick apart with your brain or try and get mastery over or control. It's just going to happen because you're on your path. And many things happen while you're on your spiritual path, which aren't even things that you intentionally designed to happen. And that's the beauty of it. It's because you're listening to your inner nudges and you're open to possibilities and you're following the flow, just by doing that alone is going to give you just put you square in alignment with what is coming for your highest good. I love that. All right, we're going to go up with another part from the healing waters. I'm feeling like this is the medicine you need right now. Spiritual medicine. Again, we're getting all these beautiful water images, water being connected to emotions, emotions being connected to the second chakra, to healing. We have the wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, karmic jewels. I love how spirit's coming through for you, and I'm completely getting the chills right now. This makes me feel so pleased for you where you are. This just is feeling like you've put your intention out to spirit of make it make sense, make everything clear. What's my next step, or where am I and what is needed? Because of your earnest heart and your openness, you are going to be stepping really into this beautiful place of magic, which makes me feel like you're going to be getting these insights. There's a journey that's unfolding before you where things are going to feel good. There's going to be connection and there's just going to be a flow that starts to happen. The one thing they're saying is you're going to want to pin that down. You're going to want to understand, how do I recreate that? How do I understand it? It's just a feeling that comes and goes. Honestly, that's one of the challenges of being on your spiritual path, is that you have to learn to let go of control. So what are you holding on to? Holding on to control, holding on to trying to make it all fit together. You'll start to understand yourself. I'm hearing for you, pile one, not as the mind, not as even just you being in this physical body and that's all who you are. You're going to understand you're a spiritual being having a human experience. That's what I'm hearing. So understand all the pieces may not fit together, but keep flowing and being in alignment, trusting yourself, and you'll really be able to navigate this transition that you're in of letting go. Pile one, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Hello, lovely souls. For those of you that chose pile two, this is your reading. This one in particular, out of the three readings, really popped out to me. And you chose the mystic. This is a powerful energy, and bringing us back to what we're doing, beautiful souls, as far as the reading goes. This is a reading to focus on what we need to let go of and the messages that are coming from spirit. If you're new to my work, I am a channel and a medium, and I'm connecting with spirit and bringing forth messages from your guides and ancestors, as well as my guides and ancestors. So I'm going to just bring forth messages and information. You'll notice I tend to pull cards as needed I have many decks, which you'll learn if you follow me on this channel over time. And I use them as spirit guides me in many, many ways to bring forth the language of your message and the inspiration, the guidance, and the symbolism. So I want to say to you, the mystic, that when I'm in the energy of this, I'm very much in the divine masculine being that of action, power, and of doing, and being in alignment with that. But also I'm hearing messages as it's coming in. So I'm hearing brighter future. Things are working out. Things are coming together for you, pile two. I'm also hearing, put your heart out there. Let yourself be guided. For some of you, I feel like you are in a place, I'm feeling as though you're either looking for a mentor, or you're working with a mentor, or you're even becoming a mentor, but there's something here about being guided, and you're really trying to look for the right person. And the insight I'm hearing is going to come for you in a simplistic way. And I think that's going to unfold. So there's some navigating here that you're doing, trying to figure things out. And you're waiting for a response from the universe. And part of what I feel they're saying for you to let go of is this control and a need to have to understand how things are going to unfold for you. That's part of it. But let's see what else the story is telling us. We're going to be pulling these cards next and just letting it unfold. We have last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. Well, that couldn't be more true for this reading. So you've been asking that. And that Scorpio energy in this case is very pointed. It is really coming in with a laser, trying to get clarity and insight on a very deep level. And this does feel, I want to say we're drawing in the mystic, but this does feel very spiritual in nature. Spiritual in nature means you're on your spiritual path and you're trying to implement how you feel and your insights, guidance, and intuition into your life in a way that's clear. Another Scorpio energy, that is a theme. We have first quarter moon in Scorpio, release blocks. Well, that's it right there, isn't it? Because we're looking at that energy of what do we need to let go of? I feel like this is you intentionally going in and saying, what's in my way? What is the thing that's sabotaging me or really stepping in front of me that's making me two things? I'm hearing it's making me feel like I want to dodge a bullet. I'm hearing that dodge a bullet in this case means you want to avoid things that I'm hearing make a mistake when it comes to a step you're taking or a direction. Again, we were talking about mentor, but this is also life path direction. So there's you not wanting to make a mistake or go towards something that isn't authentic, that isn't in alignment with you for your highest good. Okay, there's a concern there. And I'm really hearing from spirit, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Okay, what else do we have, spirit, for pile 2 for letting go and stepping into this power, this powerful Scorpio energy? Woo. Okay, now we have Aries right now coming through last quarter moon and work through your feelings. I'm hearing there are some complicated feelings for you with this. There's like a plug I'm seeing. I do energy healing and reading, so that's part of what I tend to see things psychically when there are energetic blocks. So what I'm hearing, okay, I'm going to explain this a little bit from the psychic abilities perspective. So when we look at the psychic ability, which is clairaudience is when you're hearing spirit, hearing your intuition. Especially for some of you on the right-hand side, I'm hearing that this is plugged. How do we get this unplugged? Because I feel like you're reaching to get insights. I can see this almost like, tell me what it is, give me the answers. What's the information? Help me become unstuck, right? And you're leaning into this and trying to get into a place of insight, clarity, give me the answers. But that's the tough part. That's where the masculine needs to soften a bit. And even though we love that Scorpio energy of moving through things and completely cutting through and going really deep and getting insight and information, but there is a almost like a strain there. That's what it is. There's an effort. There's trying too hard. Now that's when you want to move into your feminine of receiving and allowing, right? So you want to be able to feel into what's the way I can move through this so I can follow the flow of my intuition to be guided in my life. How can I do that? And you're looking for that answer. And the answer is to soften. That's what I'm hearing. Soften and receive. So I'm going to pull on this deck, which I always equate with the divine feminine often. So let's see what we have. I love this. We're getting the Hierophant. That is teacher. That is guide. Who am I looking for? Where is my place? This is just part of your journey, your path right now it's like a stepping stone. So understand that when we're on our spiritual path, I'm hearing for you that it's not meant to happen in a straight line. It usually steps up, it steps to the side, and then it steps up again. Sometimes it goes down a step and then up a step again. So it's challenging. And where we want to learn to be eventually, so we're pliable for spirit and that we stay open and fluid, is that we go through this adjustment period often, especially in the years then when we first start on our path, where we're thinking in, tapping into our breath, our intuition, grounding, releasing, and then we're adjusting and listening, right? So if we're looking for that guide, that teacher, or that next step, in your case, we are needing to use those fundamental basic tools in order to find what the right thing is. This is just a level of patience and letting go. Again, we're trying to tap into the divine feminine here. So that's a receiving energy. So you want to think about this and how this comes into your space. And when you feel off balance, you can adjust. Okay, what's next? What's next? For this pile two, please. What do they need to hear? Okay, we have 3 of cups in reverse. This is really indicating that you are not playing with others, meaning you're on your own. You are very strong-minded. I'm hearing bullheaded, some of you. And so what's required is patience, but also maybe letting other people in on your journey so you can get that sense of being nurtured, being supported, and being part of a collective. And it will help you soften. It's going to put you in receiving mode, again, divine feminine. And so you're not always plugging away trying to get to the next place. This sense of climbing the ladder, pushing ahead. And this definitely, it feels like a very Aries energy, which is where we started. And so there's this need, again, this reading's all about what do you need to let go of? And there's this release that happens. That's what I'm seeing. All right, let's get a final message here for you to see what spirit has. Going to this deck here. See what we have, what message is coming through. Soul retrieval. This is where it is, soul retrieval. So in this case, what I really believe this means, and we also have, I want to say we're getting the butterfly, the chrysalis coming through. This, it's a little bit hard to see, but it's such a beautiful illustration of, during the time of when a butterfly moves from caterpillar to full-on butterfly in that transformation process. We are in the grit of being in the human experience. We are not quite ready to expand completely, but there's so much important work that's going on underneath the surface that we can't ignore. So you may be really frustrated with where you are and wanting to know what's next. But the more you release and let go, the more you can let go of the cocoon and the more ease comes to you. And butterflies receive the most strength when they're in that process of getting themselves out. So it's a beautiful process that you're learning a lot of important lessons. Thank you so much for being here with me during this reading, Pile 2. I would love for you to come back and see me. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading. Just a reminder that we are focusing on what do we need to let go of. I'm so excited to do this reading for you. And again, my name's Carey. I'm a channel and a medium, and I really like to tap into spirit, bring forth whatever messages you need for your highest good, for your soul's path, and for your healing and life. This card is very special. This card yesterday, when I initially drew the 3 cards that would be in this collective reading, this card really stood out to me. And I got already like massive pings or downloads about it. And this is, again, many of you who picked this particular card at this particular time, wherever you are in your path, this is about you stepping into leadership in your life, you stepping into this. I'm feeling the sense of like emblazoned power. Power is an interesting word because it can appear, it can get distorted, but it also can be the thing that is so needed in your life and in the world. So we're going to be talking about this energy today and where you are with this. I'm getting this image of many of you almost like having to move out of a set of clothing that is too small for you. And it feels like you're wearing a suit that is snug, and it feels almost like this repetitive thing that you've been feeling. It feels like you're wearing this suit that's too small and too tight, and it feels restrictive. And it feels as though you're trying to move through it and understand yourself on a much deeper level. Again, stepping into this empowerment, this leadership. How do I move through feeling limited, restricted, and also that I'm in this grind, this repetitive. I'm seeing like a hamster wheel going round and around of you wanting to get off that hamster wheel in order to feel a sense of expansion and freedom in your life. So, how do you let go of the restrictions of the suit of compression that is holding you back? That's really the sense I'm getting is this I'm moving out of something. It's a little bit like what I did in the last pile was the last card we pulled was of a butterfly that was trying to get out of the cocoon. And this is a little bit like that in the way it feels repressed and limited. And you're looking for that way to feel like you have a breath, you have a sense of movement in your aura. And I'm seeing this a lot in my Akashic Records readings where people are stepping into what I say is their soul purpose, their blueprint, what they came here to do. We're in the age of Aquarius. So we're looking at expansion, not restriction. I'm going to be pulling cards from all over this desk, wherever I'm drawn to. And I'm right away going to be moving into this ancient stones. This definitely moves me a lot into past life energy. So we want to see what that energy could be. Stay tuned. The next reading I'm going to be posting will be on pick a card for past lives. So what are we learning there? So that'll be coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Let's just see, what do you need to know? I'm hearing the word guarding. So it feels to me like almost there's a past life I'm tuning into where you were a guard, a masculine. Let me just tap into this. And if this resonates, you can take it into your heart. And if it doesn't, you can just release it. So I'm getting this image of you, and it's in the 1400s. I feel like I'm in Western Europe. And I see this. Okay, here it comes. I'm in Belgium, and I am wearing a suit, the outfit of a guard. And it's a very regal looking outfit. It has a lot of pomp and circumstance. It has extension in the front. It's got vertical length, very bright lines going through it, and you're wearing a very regal hat, and you look very stable and sturdy, but it also feels, again, limited. It feels contracted. It feels controlled. And I'm hearing suit of armor. So it's as though you had to uphold this image and you had to uphold this front because you were the face of this particular nobility. And that was the mask you had to wear all the time. Now, I do past life readings regularly, and there's much more nuance and detail to them. But this one in particular really feels as though it's happening for a collective of you, that you're moving through the roles that you had in past lives so you can have more expansion and freedom now. You've learned the lessons that came in those lifetimes. It prepared you for where you are now. That's what I'm really getting. And so the insight you're bringing forth from that past life of nobility and of being a part of this whole system where you were in a tiered hierarchy, that's what I'm getting, because you thought, that's my role, that's what I have to do, and that's how this is going to have to go during this lifetime. Now we're living in a different time. You are in a different era, and that's why you want to take off that responsibility suit, that need to be strong for everyone else and to put up a good front so you can really fly free and have expansion. All right, let's see what cards came forth. Two came forth here. First, we're getting singing stones. Transmit your vibration, use your voice. There's a masculine in here. I also feel like in this image, a little hard to see, there's a masculine standing strong within this pillar stone, which is showing himself being free and coming into resonance with a higher vibration in his aura. This is my way as a psychic to see someone's energy when they're expanding and they're coming more into their truth, their essence, which is essentially breaking free from these limiting patterns that have existed from past lives or from other reasons for trauma and ancestry. So this is really a time of you expanding, coming into resonance with the truth. You're not going to be limited. You're in your range of motion as a spirit in a body right now because you're moving into this more open way of being instead of the roles that were enforced upon you. And so this is a beautiful space to be in. It is uncomfortable and it feels quite a bit like there's insight that's still yet to be uncovered for you, but it's coming. I want to let you know that. We're also getting this, and I'll explain what this means. We have not forgotten messages from spirit, unbroken connection. This is really just a reminder from spirit that you are not alone, that sometimes you feel like you have to do it all yourself, that sometimes you feel protective over who you are in your heart because you don't want to get hurt or let down. And you want to, I'm hearing, keep up appearances. So you want people to think you're strong and that you have everything together. But really, letting go is one of the strongest things you can do. That's what I'm hearing from spirit. So that's how you step into your true leadership, because you're not doing it based on expectation. You're doing it based on inspiration from within. Wow. This is really coming through strong. This says soul agreement, soul mission, soul plan, life purpose. This is it. This is the lifetime. That's what I'm hearing. So it feels to me a lot like these barriers are being opened up, moving through on a spiritual level. And then your energy is coming in to your experience where you're getting insight, downloads, inspiration, meaning, and guidance from within. So it is happening energetically. It is moving along. It just feels difficult at times because it's a process. And that is how spirit works. Spirit is wanting you to get the lessons along the way so you can build all of the skills needed and the understanding and the bandwidth to be able to bring forth your soul essence. And it wouldn't be quite as meaningful to you if it just happened automatically. It's part of the journey of unfoldment and stepping into leadership and letting go of these patterns by you going through the process and trusting. Now, as you'll see, the way I read, I pull wherever I'm guided, and that's coming through. And the next, for me, I'm going to pull, this is my ancestor deck. So let me just see what your ancestors are bringing forth for you for guidance, inspiration. And when I say ancestors, that can be loved ones who've passed in recently, but it can also be those you've never met, but are part of your family who are here to help you. So let's just see what their message is for you. Okay, I definitely have a masculine and a feminine spirit stepping forward here. I'm going to pull a few cards. They're telling me to tell the story of what they wanted to say. Yes. Okay, amazing. Wow. Okay, this is again from the ancestors, but I want to let you know there's the image of the guard right there, 7 of Wands. And then we have the Page of Swords. If this image of Page of Swords, you can see the light coming down and the clarity of that sword bringing forth spirit. This is exactly energetically what I was trying to illustrate. And that is that as you let go of this wall of protection, this need to have to defend, to uphold, to bring forth an appearance of strength, by letting that go and opening up to spirit, that's what your ancestors are saying. That's when you're really stepping into your truth, who you are, not who you've had to put up a front to be. Wow. So one more message from the ancestors, please. And I'm getting the chills all down through my body. Okay, so we're getting 5 of Cups in reverse. This is a wonderful sign. This means grief has moved through you. You're letting go of that which you've held in your heart space. And that also is the messages. Let go of the grief, let go of the angst, and let go of the hurt that's been here. And sometimes it's a protection mechanism to be hurt and upset longer than we need to be, because then it takes away from where we're going and really enjoyment. What a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for being here with me, Pile 3. Let me know in the comments how you enjoyed this. I would love to see you again. If you feel so inclined to like and subscribe, I would love that.